Hey, it's Jen here, your functional diagnostic health coach expert. And this week we are talking about, is it really a thyroid problem that you have, or do you suspect that you have a thyroid problem? Well, if you do, or you're dealing with one, then you should definitely pay attention. The American Thyroid Association estimates that nearly 12% of Americans will develop some type of thyroid condition in their lifetime. And 20 million Americans already suffer from a thyroid condition currently. And of those 20 million, 60% that they don't even know that they have one. That means you yourself could be sitting here right now watching this or reading my blog and not even know that you have a thyroid issue. And those are some really alarming statistics that continue to go up and up. So my question is, what is causing this in the first place? Is it really a thyroid problem, or is it something else? Thyroid condition is something that I see so commonly in my practice, and it's one of the number one things that is overlooked all the time. And that's because thyroid symptoms can often look like other things, such as weight gain. And when we tend to gain weight, we often want to think, are we not exercising enough or overeating? But this can also be a sign of a thyroid problem. Or things like hair loss. We think that maybe it's just because we're getting older, or it's because of genetics, but this can also be a thyroid symptom. And so can constipation, when we tend to typically think about, maybe it's something that we ate, or it's irritable bowel syndrome, or we just have bad digestion issues all the time. This can also be a thyroid symptom. And then constant fatigue. This is another example of something that I see people deal with all the time. We tend to think like maybe you just didn't get good enough sleep, or you have an overscheduled life, or maybe you're dealing from insomnia, but those can also be signs of a thyroid symptom. So again, we have to ask the question of, is it really a thyroid problem? Like, why is all this happening? And let's dig a little bit deeper. But I want to set the stage for you here so that you can fully understand what is happening. So your thyroid produces two primary hormones that are super critical for everything that happens in your body, basically. It produces T4 and T3. So T4 is actually produced by the thyroid gland itself, and then T3 is converted from T4. So we convert T4 into T3. Now these two hormones basically run everything in our body, from our metabolic rate to our energy availability to our body temperature and our weight. Now, the thyroid gland actually doesn't convert the majority of thyroid hormone. It actually only converts a small amount. So 20%, let me say that again, 20% of your thyroid hormone T4 is converted into T3 in the liver. So this is where I like to ask the question, if you're suffering from, or we see all these statistics about thyroid imbalances, is it really a thyroid problem? Or is there something that's going on with your liver that we're not looking at specifically? So if you were to think about this, 20% is a lot in the big scheme of things. If you were underperforming by 20% in your job, you would probably get fired, right? Well, if our liver is not performing well and we're underproducing 20% of T3 thyroid hormone, we're certainly going to see an impact of that. And some of the common symptoms of low T3 thyroid hormone include things like anxiety and depression, weight gain, constant fatigue that's not relieved by sleep, dry hair and dry skin, and hair loss overall. So again, I'll ask you the question, is it really a thyroid problem, or are we actually maybe dealing with more of a liver problem in itself? So let's dig a little bit deeper in on the liver and see what's happening here actually. Now, this is a staggering statistic as well. About 30% of US adults actually have a fatty liver that is not associated with alcohol. So non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is actually what it's called. And this can go misdiagnosed all the time. Typical tests that doctors are running to look at liver function are not actually looking at fat accumulation or how productive the liver is. They're looking at other different types of numbers regarding like inflammation and things like that in relation to the liver. So 30% of US adults are dealing with a fatty liver issue, and 12% of us are determined to get a thyroid condition at some point in time in our life. So we actually have more people that are dealing with thyroid that could actually, or dealing with liver that could actually be linked to thyroid function overall. So the liver is important for all different kinds of functions. In addition to, converting your T4 to T3, it also helps to convert and balance sex hormones and cortisol. And when those are out of balance, those can trigger thyroid imbalances as well. So let's look at the things that slow down the liver. Like, why does this happen? Why are we getting this fatty liver type of situation or disease in all of these US adults? Well, one of the number one things that slows down liver function and creates fatty liver is eating foods that are high in sugar, simple carbohydrates, and processed foods. Also, chronic inflammation accumulated from injuries or stress or other factors in our life, as well as environmental toxins that create extra load and burden on the liver's responsibility to detoxify our body and clean these things out, as well as intestinal parasites, bacteria, and yeast overgrowth that create their own waste product and internal toxins and stress. And another big one is insulin resistance or irregular blood sugar levels. So this one you guys can really maybe key into if you're getting like annual blood work and your glucose numbers are always out of balance. This could actually be an indicator for fatty liver. So the biggest liver offenders, though, the ones that are causing the most burden on the liver and causing it to be sluggish or slowing down, are environmental toxins. And that's because since the 1940s, over 100,000 different toxic chemicals have been released into our environment. Now, could you imagine being asked to take on 100,000 new tasks without any extra pay or any extra hours in the day? I mean, that's essentially what we have asked our livers to do. Now, this either knowingly or unknowingly happens to us. I mean, oftentimes these toxins and chemicals that are in our environment are things that we can't see, hear, or smell, so we actually don't know that it's happening. It's the stain repellent or the fire retardant that's on our furniture. It's the fillers and agents that are in our lotions, our makeup, our conditioners. It's the quality of air that we're breathing, all the cars and things that are happening outside. It's paint solutions or fire retardants in our work or home environments. It's the nonstick cookware that we're using all the time. It's plastic materials. These chemicals are found absolutely everywhere. But if you want to improve your thyroid function or prevent a thyroid condition in the future, it is absolutely crucial that we start paying attention to the toxins that are in our environment and we start supporting our liver so that it can excrete these harmful toxins, because this is one of the major things that our liver is supposed to be doing for us. So there is hope. There are things that you can do in order to eliminate or avoid toxins in your environment, start to reduce that. And then you can also do some really simple things daily to help boost your liver function so that it can get these toxins out, and it can also do the other things like convert thyroid hormone like it's supposed to. So if you guys are interested in learning more about this, more about toxins, how they impact your thyroid, how they impact your liver, as well as what you can do about them, I want to invite you to attend an upcoming free online workshop that I have called The Truth About Toxins and How to Detox Them. In this workshop, we're going to be covering specifically how toxins in your environment are impacting your thyroid, your adrenal, your gut, and your overall health and well-being. Like, what exactly is it that they're doing to your body? We're also going to be going over in this workshop how to identify these toxins in your environment so that you can start to minimize your exposure to them. We're going to talk about things such as why juicing doesn't work for detoxification and what you should be doing instead, and how you can actually support your liver on a daily basis using natural at-home remedies such as foods and liver flushing techniques that are really easy to do that don't take a lot of time or energy. I mean, it's as simple as maybe eating a beet or a grapefruit every single day that can really help to support your liver. And in that, doing that, you can also help to prevent either a thyroid condition from coming on or help to manage the current one that you might be dealing with. So I highly encourage you guys to attend this free online workshop that I'm hosting, actually with a friend and colleague of mine, Molly Hamill Ferguson, and she is also a Hashimoto's thriver like myself as well, and toxins have been a huge part of her healing journey as well. So you guys can click on the link below or go back to the email where you found this video and sign up to join the workshop with us on March 2nd at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern, the truth about toxins and how to detox them. If you can't make it live, that's totally fine. Go ahead and register for the workshop, and that'll guarantee that you will get the recording afterwards. And I'm also giving away a bonus toxins checklist to help you easily go through your work and home environment and identify what it is that you can be doing to reduce your exposure to these hundreds of thousands of toxins that we're exposed to every single day. So I hope you guys found that really helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on the workshop, and I will see you next Thursday.